This week on Urban Sound Station TV, we caught up with some young black professionals and got their reactions to President Obama's State of the Union address. So stay tuned and hear what they had to say.
Ezra Stewart here for Urban Sound Station Public Access Television. As you can see, we are at the Highland Park Restaurant located at 206 East 34th Street. This is in Manhattan. This is between 2nd and 3rd Avenue. And as you can see, the Highland Park Restaurant is actually packed with people. I don't know if this is the way it is every Tuesday night, but President Obama has just completed his State of the Union address, and everyone turned out here tonight to hear him speak. We have a lot of young professional people here, most of whom I'm seeing, most of them are black, young professionals, and we're going to try to see if we can interview a few of them when things settle down a little bit, just to get their take on the State of the Union speech by President Barack Obama. Again, this is Ezra for Urban Sound Station Public Access Television. And actually, we had to get out from the Highland Park Restaurant. There's so many people in there. And now President Obama has already concluded his State of the Union address. And everybody is now partying. So it's very difficult for me to interview anybody inside. So I got to catch them as they're coming out. Young man, what is your name?
My name is Greg Qualis. I'm the chairman of the Qualis Corporation.
And Greg, what did you think about President Obama's State of the Union speech tonight?
I was really impressed as this had been a continuation from his first address several years when he first became president. It was very clear that he has a real defined definition of what America is supposed to be as a leader in the world, and he's very committed and focused on accomplishing that. And so this world has been looking for a leader, and he has emerged as being a leader. As people, citizens of the United States, we need to just follow the leader.
So you think we should follow the leader by giving him all of our support? Do you think that he's going to be very successful this time around and get in? You think he will be able to bring out the vote this time around as he did when he was first elected?
Yes, I do. I agree with that. I believe that when he first got elected as president, he was automatically a two-term president. And the same people that voted for him in the last election will come out in record numbers to vote for him again. He's a man of his word, and he fulfilled all his campaign promises to the T, so he needs to be rewarded.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Young ladies, let me ask you guys a couple questions. What did you think about President Obama's speech tonight? First of all, what is your name?
Marion Cowell.
Okay, and Marion, what do you do for a living?
I'm in business development for Kelly Financial Resources.
Okay, and
Sabrina Martin.
Sabrina, what do you do, Sabrina?
I do interactive digital media project work.
So far, everybody that I'm talking to tonight, everybody has a job. What's going on?
Yes, definitely.
I thought we were in a very difficult economic situation.
Actually, the market has picked up exponentially. I think it's going to continue to pick up. I think that the president's speech tonight was great. It was very motivating, and I believe he will continue to do a fantastic job, and he will be president for 2012.
He spoke about a lot of things, but he was not very detailed in with regard to certain issues. What were some of the issues that, or maybe one issue that really got your attention?
One of the issues that got my attention was basically bringing more work to Americans, as well as job development, educational development, and putting it together with work so that you're bringing your expertise, but you're enhancing your skills in order to continue, to get more jobs for everyone. So that's what stood out for me.
All right. Young lady?
Well,
now you know that there's so many young people out here today without any jobs.
Yes.
They don't have any jobs. They are really in a desperate situation. Did you think that President Obama addressed the urban youth tonight in his speech?
Actually, I did think he addressed it. I think that if you're if you're thinking from a perspective of having jobs, then you have to have a certain skill set. So what I think Obama did was say that if we are able to provide those skill sets to those youths who are looking for those jobs, then eventually once those manufacturing companies bring their work back to the United States, they're able to have some educated and some skilled employees to actually do the job that they need them to do.
I spoke to some people earlier, and they said that they weren't going to make any contribution to President Obama's re-election campaign because he's loaded with money. And I asked them, how do you know that? Well, they said, well, big business has been filling up his campaign chest with money. And President Obama, one of the things he talked about tonight was to get the corporate sector out of politics.
Absolutely.
And you think that he's double talking there?
No, actually no. When you think about some politics and in the areas in which they're doing their politics or the cities that they're doing their politics, they get funding to rerun by big businesses. So they're offering tax breaks to those big businesses for bringing them back into their position. So one hand kind of washes the other. It's bad politics at the same time. I'm from Chicago, so I kind of understand the bad politics piece.
Okay, you're from Chicago, but in New York City, the 99%, the Occupy Wall Street movement, will not agree with you. They believe that big business in politics is not a very good thing for the population because there's no accountability where the masses of people are concerned. And the masses of people are the electorate.
This is true. This is also true. But still, some businesses thrive based off of the person that they represent, so the politician that they represent. So if you have the right politician in place and that politician can do something for you, in return, that politician also has the benefit or the need of the people in mind, I think it's a good deal that way. But I haven't seen it lately, so it's been a while.
Wouldn't you like to see at least a cap on campaign contributions by the corporate establishment?
Yes. Now that I believe in. I think that if you're going to run for office, then you have to solicit funding from the people. I don't think that we should have businesses pay for people to run for their election, especially if they're trying to run with their interests in mind.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, good. Okay. Young lady, you just came out from this is the Highland Park Restaurant.
Yes.
So you were there when President Obama made his State of the Union speech.
Yes.
Okay, what did you think about the address?
I thought he was very powerful. It was almost like he was ready for the campaign, which is a good thing to see because I think he needs to get really sort of geared up to start campaigning against the Republican Party. But I think he was very effective. He laid out some new plans, and I was really happy to hear about a lot of the new things that he has planned going forward for his last year in this term.
I was very impressed with the amount of young people that I saw in here tonight that came out. Do people come out like this every Tuesday night here, or they came out tonight specifically to hear the State of the Union address?
Oh, for sure, it was solely for President Obama. Like, no way would I be out on a Tuesday night just hanging out for another reason.
So President Obama still have a very strong, powerful support group out here.
Absolutely, like no other candidate that I've seen in some time.
He spoke about many things. What was one of the issues that really touched you the most?
I thought it was interesting that he tried to make a connection between the businesses and having jobs here and connecting them with junior colleges in the various states to have a new program to facilitate new jobs with new programming in the 50 states here. I think that was one of the best things that I've heard in quite some time in order to sort of get both the academic environment and the corporate folks together on one accord to get new jobs and new job training.
Yeah, and he also talked about work-study programs in the college. He wants to extend that and make it more accessible for students in college to get some financial assistance while in school. So you think that is a good?
I do. I do.
And also to reduce the amount of interest on student loans.
Oh, that makes a big difference in everybody's life, me especially.
Why not a total moratorium on the interest rate?
I think he needs to do actually some student loan forgiveness. If he does that, I think he'll win the 2012 election for sure.
Yeah, because even if you consolidate the student loans and reduce the monthly payments, and they don't have a job, how are they going to pay for it?
Yeah, you still have another 30 years, or maybe you extend it to 40 years if you just sort of make it longer. And what you need to do is sort of forgive some of the federal student loans, and I think every person that has money will be able to use the money that they otherwise are paying to 5 different student loan agencies and can really make the economy grow.
So, young lady, what is your name?
My name's Candace Collins.
And Candace, what do you do?
I'm an attorney.
You're an attorney?
Yes.
What area of law do you I said criminal, because I'm always thinking about it. What area of law you...
I do corporate mergers and acquisitions.
Corporate?
Mergers and acquisitions, yeah.
I see a lot of people in the corporate sector here tonight. Everybody's working for one corporation or another.
I know.
And is this in contradiction with the Occupy Wall Street people?
The hard thing is it's sort of a catch-22. Like, I would certainly love to vote with my feet and be with the Occupy Wall Street protesters, but at the same time I do work that supports all the private equity funds. So it's really hard because I'm stuck with student loan debt from school because I thought I wanted to help everybody out and get a law degree, and then you're stuck having to work to pay off the loans. And so that's why I think the student loan forgiveness would sort of shift people's focus and allow them to relinquish the chains that is corporate America and do more good.
Well, my daughter graduated from Syracuse University. They withheld her degree until I finished paying off the tuition. What do you think about that?
Everybody wants to get paid, so it's hard to say. But if the goal is tuition equals degree, then you got to pay tuition, unfortunately.
But President Obama also sent a message to the colleges and universities: stop increasing your tuition
I'm with him.
and make education affordable for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that hasn't been said as boldly as it was tonight, that not only do they need to sort of focus on lowering the cost of tuition, but they also need to focus on, if they're not lowering the cost of tuition and minimizing their cost and their overhead numbers, then they need to do something with the tax rate to give them an incentive. So he said, I'd say right now, and it's a warning, if you don't do it, you're gonna increase your taxes or release the amount of money that government's giving to the colleges and universities.
You're very young looking. You look like a teenager. How long have you been practicing law?
I've been practicing for a little over 4 years now.
I see. And what law school did you?
I went to Northwestern University.
I always wanted to go to Northwestern, but I didn't have the money to get there. So I stayed in the city.
Loans right now because of
So you are paying off the student loans also?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, Urban Sound Station is still here at the Highland Park Restaurant on 34th Street in Manhattan, and we're still trying to catch people as they come out from the restaurant. Did you catch President Obama's State of the Union address in its entirety?
Yes, of course I did.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was great.
Did you think that he covered the issues that are pertinent to you?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he started off with something that is probably one of the biggest achievements of his presidency. He started off talking about ending the war, talking about the end of Osama bin Laden's reign of terror. And I love that he started right off saying, look, I've done my job. And then he went into the economy and he started talking about him creating jobs, making unemployment something bigger and better than just being about unemployment, making it about actually getting people re-employed. So, I mean, I thought that was great.
And what do you do for a living? Do you work?
I do work, and I'm a lawyer.
Okay, you're a lawyer.
Yeah.
And what area of law are you in?
I'm a public defender.
A public defender?
Yeah.
With the Legal Aid Society?
With the Legal Aid Society, exactly.
I see.
Right here in
Okay.
Manhattan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
At where? 100 Center Street?
Wow, you're very familiar with it. The office is not at 100 Center Street, but that's the courtherhouse that I work out of.
I see.
Street, yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. So, what do you think about the youth in the urban cities? I mean, there are so many of them without jobs. You're a public defender.
Yeah.
You come into contact with a lot of young people with no future, no hope. They're very pessimistic. What can be done to help these people? And do you think that there's something in President Obama's address tonight that spoke to that sector of the population?
Yes, I think he did address it. I think it could have been addressed more. Because the big thing here that I noticed is the school-to-prison pipeline. This is something that's been well documented, but not something that's discussed enough in the average American household. And basically, the school-to-prison pipeline is the same kids that drop out of school, the same kids that are forced out of school, maybe for disciplinary reasons, are the same kids that are going to end up in jails and prisons throughout the country. So the whole idea behind the school-to-prison pipeline and the initiatives directed at that is to educate kids, keep them in school, and therefore keep them out of prisons. So President Obama addressed this, talking about education reform, talking about investing in teachers because they can make such a huge difference in the classroom. So he addressed this, but he could have gone deeper to address what's happening in urban communities, particularly with students of color, and the fact that statistics show the students that drop out of school are the same ones that are going to be in our, like I said, our prisons and jails. So I think that's something that needs to be discussed more, but I actually have a lot of faith in Obama. I think that he is thinking about education. He's thinking about the effects of it. We just need to talk about what's happening with the young black children more.
So do you think that he is going to get the same level of support that he got in the first election? You think that people are going to come out?
It's funny that you asked me that. So you might see the shirt I'm wearing.
What does it say?
It says "Together we can." Together we can. And this shirt is part of an organization I founded with 3 other women, and it's called 11612. The website is www.11612.com. It's spelled out, and the whole premise of the website is to get people mobilized, because we noticed that a lot of our peers and our families and friends, they were not motivated this time around. 2008, they were gung-ho, they were all about it, but in 2012, they were like, oh, what's the big deal? The novelty of a first black president wore off. They just weren't excited anymore. And we noticed the apathy and realized how much is at stake. President Obama is an excellent president. He's done so many great things, and we need him in office in 2012. So we started this company. We have T-shirts to help promote President Obama and 2012 elections, and November 6, 2012 is the reason why we called it 11612. And we're giving 100% of the proceeds to the campaign, and the whole premise, like I said, is to get people excited, because we noticed that people were just not where they were in 2008.
Okay. So you seem to be a very active young lady. Do you have a mentorship program or project that you're working on with young people? Maybe many of them who want to become lawyers like yourself.
Yeah, actually,
You have a mentorship program?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working with a program called Legal Outreach Program, and basically they work with underprivileged kids, underprivileged high school students who are interested in the law, and they give them academic counseling, they also prepare them from debates. We actually have a debate on Friday. So I have a mentee, 16 years old, goes to high school in the city, public school, and I help her prepare for her debate. And she does constitutional arguments. It's an amazing program.
So apart from defending the young people that come before you for assistance, you also mentor as well, and that is a great thing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I was very amazed when I walked in tonight, because I thought it was going to be a lot of like white people, young white people.
Yeah.
Because we've been covering the Occupy Wall Street movement, and basically it's been a lot of young, white, very intelligent young people. Many of them with undergraduate, graduate degrees, professionals, and so on.
Right.
And I came in here tonight and I saw the opposite. A lot of young black professionals.
Yeah, and that's what's amazing.
This is absolutely amazing.
Change the organization that organized this, because it's mobilizing these young black professionals who, a lot of them have money, right, and have resources, and it's a great group to get involved in the campaign, to get excited, and it is great. It's inspirational. I was standing, watching the address, and it was just great to be in there with such a powerful group of young black professionals.
And on that note, if you were to send a message to Black America, what message would that be?
The message would be, get ready, November 6, 2012, we need to get President Obama back in office, or to get him to stay in office. It's very important. Apathy sucks. We got to do it. It's on us.
And if I should get in trouble, not because I put myself in it, but I should
Yeah.
get in trouble, I can rely on you to defend me in court?
Well, you might not meet the income requirements, judging from your very nice clothes.
Really?
So I don't know. We'll see.
I borrowed this just to be here tonight.
You don't want my help.
I don't want your
You
help.
don't want to ever need my help.
But this has been wonderful. It was really wonderful speaking with you,
It's been nice
and
speaking
I enjoyed it immensely. And I just want to let you know that you are doing a hell of a job. Keep
you.
up the good work. Okay, I'm still standing outside of the Highland Park Restaurant, and we are trying to catch as many people as we possibly can as they exit the restaurant. This is the aftermath of President Barack Obama's State of the Union address, and we are still trying to interview some people. We see there's a lot of black people here. We're on 34th Street in Manhattan, and there's a whole lot of young, professional, very intelligent black people that I ran into tonight. And I'm going to try to interview as many of them as possible just to get their take on the State of the Union address. Young man, what is your name?
My name is Alondro Pierre.
Alondro, what do you do for a living?
I'm a full-time grad student.
A full-time grad student? What university?
Hofstra University.
Hofstra University. I taught at Hofstra University one time, yeah, right, a long time ago. And what do you study?
Healthcare administration.
Healthcare administration. What did you think about President Obama's State of the Union address?
I think he addressed a lot of the criticism he had gotten from the GOP and a lot of political pundits. And he was able to express his whole agenda and campaign for his next election.
And you think the people who are beginning to get a little apprehensive about President Obama, you think that the State of the Union address kind of bring them back on course?
Yes, he addressed a lot of the issues. He infused a lot more invigoration into his campaign as well as the belief in what he's doing. And he stated a lot of facts that were distorted over the last 3 years of things that he's accomplished as well as his administration.
Well, you know, a lot of the populace, they're not so much concerned about what's going on in Afghanistan or even in Iraq. They're more concerned about what's happening in the United States. And when we talk about public policy, one of the big issues, as you know, has to do with the economy. And there are so many young people. Many of them have college degrees. Many of them don't have any college degrees. But nevertheless, they have to survive and they need a job. Did you think that he spoke to that issue tonight?
Absolutely, 100%. He addressed that by making a couple points about how prior to him coming into office, they lost 4 million jobs. And also between then and now, since he came into office, the amount of jobs that were lost and certain programs he's had into play. They even gave out a handout about the jobs plan that he has. A lot of policies they tried to implement that were not passed, and they were fought against or, I guess, go slow. They were held up by votes in Congress and in the Senate.
Well, when you look at the bailouts that the banks got from the Obama administration, many people says, well, his commitment and accountability begins and ends with the corporate elite. Where does the 99% come into play? And when I say 99%, that is an expression that has become made popular by the Occupy Wall Street movement. Where does the 99% fall into the situation? You think that President Obama accountability rests with the electorate or the corporate elite?
I think it rests with both. You need good the right sized government as well as private organizations to help provide jobs, as well as you need the entire population to vote for the elected officials and demand that they do something in order to provide jobs, to pass the right policies, as well as separate themselves from Washington and understand what's going on throughout the entire country. Because this is not an issue that's affecting one or two people, it's affecting millions. The unemployment rate has skyrocketed from 7% prior to the Obama coming into presidency to 9.7%, and only recently has only gone down to 9%. And that's something that he made mention to a lot of the tax loopholes that companies are getting in subsidies and carrying jobs overseas versus companies that are here where they're being taxed just as high. So that's one of the reasons that jobs are being affected. He also made mention of changes to the tax code, which can also help provide jobs as well. So I think he addressed that for both.
Do you think there should be at least legislation that should be put into place in order to prevent American companies from outsourcing jobs?
No, absolutely. I don't think there's legislation that should be put into place to do that. What I think that it should be done is a lot of the subsidies and the tax rates that companies get for outsourcing jobs and bring them to other nations, they should not be given those subsidies and the discounts on their taxes, whereas companies that keep jobs in the U.S. and provide opportunities for American citizens, they should receive those subsidies.
And let me ask you a Republican question. Mitt Romney, he's a Republican. And as you know, he's running for president of the United States. He doesn't want to pay any more taxes. He wants to be able to keep all of his money in his pocket. And he wants you and I to pay all of the taxes, that we should take on the burden, of generating revenue for the federal government. Now, the thing is that he is running for president of the United States, but he's not keeping his money in the United States. Shouldn't that disqualify him from running for president? Because how is he going to run for the president of the United States, keep his money in other countries in order not to pay taxes, but want to be president so he can tax you and I? What do you think about that?
I don't think he should be disqualified. What I think is that those are the same issues that the president addressed in the State of the Union address, where there are tax loopholes where countries like the Cayman, Bahamas, Cayman and Bermuda, where you can set up funds and you can have your operations occur in the U.S., but because they're listed in those countries, they may not pay the same rate of taxes. As far as Mitt Romney, he meets all the requirements to run for president. He's qualified. He's been a governor of the state of Massachusetts. And I think that until the laws and the policies that are in place to allow those things to occur or change, there's nothing that can be done about that. And until those things are addressed, then he probably can be disqualified, but he's doing everything according to the laws, and there are a lot of loopholes in the laws, and those need to be addressed.
And you think that it doesn't matter who wins the Republican primary, President Obama, you think that he's going to win in a landslide?
Do I think? I think so. However, it's going to be a very competitive race. It's going to be a typical election where, a lot of slander, a lot of facts, a lot of information distorted. However, it's really based on the people that come out and vote. Everyone from young to old, black to white, Republicans and Democrats. And to vote based on the facts and how they affect you, not just of certain biases.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Good. Okay. Good.
Tune in next week for part 2, when we speak to a few more young black professionals. You've been watching Urban Sound Station TV. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your evening. Urban Sound Station TV is now sponsored by Anytime Assembly Pros. When you need your furniture assembled by an expert, call Anytime Assembly Pros. www.anytimeassemblypros.com.